Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. There's a brewing sense of quiet disrespect around the league, and it circles around a name that deserves a bit more shine: Brian Robinson Jr. As the Washington Commanders gear up for a crucial season, all eyes should be on their starting running back, entering what could be a career-defining year. Robinson, now 26, is stepping into the final chapter of his rookie contract, a moment that tends to bring out the best in NFL players fighting for long-term security. But if you ask former Pro Bowler and NFL Network analyst Morris Jones-Drew, Robinson's value doesn't quite scream top tier. In Jones-Drew's recent ranking of all 32 starting running backs, Robinson found himself slotted at number 21, behind names that don't carry the same production or, frankly, the same pressure. That low ranking has sparked a wave of discussion and debate, particularly when you consider how integral Robinson is expected to be in Washington's evolving offense this year. It's not just that Robinson is the presumed starter, it's that he's expected to be the heart of the Commanders' ground game in a very crowded backfield. Cliff Kingsbury, Washington's offensive coordinator, has been vocal about his admiration for what Robinson has shown in the offseason. He's praised Robinson's physicality, consistency, and work ethic, traits that have become the foundation of the former Alabama star's identity. Yet Jones-Drew's ranking suggests Robinson is just another average back, despite the fact that he's coming off a career-best season in 2024 with 799 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns. It's a slap in the face for a player who has continued to rise despite early adversity in his career, including recovering from a gunshot wound in 2022 to return and start as a rookie. Those kinds of intangibles don't always show up on stat sheets, but they matter, especially to teammates and coaches. What makes the ranking even more questionable is the list of players that Jones-Drew placed behind Robinson. Names like Isaiah Pacheco, DeAndre Swift, and even Travis Etienne, backs who have flashed explosiveness but haven't necessarily shown the same reliability or consistency, were ranked lower. That raises a fair question. Is this a reflection of Robinson's actual talent and value, or is it more about the flash and fantasy numbers that tend to dominate running back narratives today? In an NFL increasingly leaning on committees and dual threat options, Robinson is a rare throwback, a between-the-tackles bruiser who wears down defenses and thrives on contact. That's not to say he lacks versatility either. He's improved as a pass catcher, and Kingsbury's offense could give him more opportunities to show that evolution. But it's hard to understand how a player with his trajectory and role ends up closer to the bottom third of the league. Even more curious is the context of the Commanders' offensive setup heading into this season, with Sam Howell now traded and rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels likely taking the reins. Washington's offense will lean heavily on the ground game to take pressure off the passing attack. That means Robinson won't just be a cog, he'll be a cornerstone. And yet, in the national conversation, he remains overlooked. Jones-Drew did acknowledge the presence of other backs in Washington's room: Austin Eckler, Jeremy McNichols, and Chris Rodriguez Jr., as well as the potential use of new weapon Deebo Samuel out of the backfield. But instead of highlighting how Robinson has maintained his grip on the starting role amidst all that depth, the ranking feels more like a penalty for sharing the load. That kind of logic doesn't hold up, especially when you compare it to backs in similar committee situations ranked above him. This season isn't just a prove-it year for Robinson, it's an audition for the rest of the league. If the Commanders don't extend him, there will be no shortage of teams needing a reliable back who can shoulder 20 carries, protect the quarterback, and serve as a tone setter in the locker room. Players like Robinson don't make headlines with flashy one-play highlights. They dominate through attrition, bruising defenders over 4 quarters. And that's what makes his current ranking not just surprising, but a little insulting. No, he's not putting up 1,500-yard seasons or catching 80 balls out of the backfield, but he's doing exactly what Washington asks of him, and doing it well. The Commanders' offensive line is expected to improve in 2025, and that bodes well. for Robinson's efficiency. With better blocking and a more balanced offense, there's real potential for him to cross the 1,000-yard mark for the first time. When you look at how Robinson has grown year over year, it's clear this is a player still ascending. His vision has sharpened, his patience has improved, and he's running with more decisiveness than ever before. In 2024, his yards after contact saw a significant bump, and he quietly became one of the more dependable goal line backs in the NFC. But for whatever reason, those strides haven't translated to national respect. Maybe it's because the Commanders haven't been in the playoff picture recently. Maybe it's because Robinson isn't a household name. But if you're watching closely, you know this is someone who's about to play the most important football of his life. And with training camp set to start on July 22nd, that chip on his shoulder might be the best motivator possible. He doesn't need to be flashy. He just needs to be effective. And so far, he's proven he can do that every time he's asked. Let's not forget the journey Robinson has taken to even get to this point. Drafted in the 3rd round in 2022 out of Alabama, he entered a franchise still trying to find its identity. Despite that, he seized the starting role and never looked back. He's earned the respect of his teammates and coaching staff with a relentless drive that's as visible in practice as it is on game day. That kind of consistency is rare, especially in a league that often casts aside running backs after a couple of seasons. While others have coasted on talent, Robinson has built his game from the ground up, earning every yard, every carry, every opportunity. That's what makes this upcoming season so exciting. He knows the stakes. He knows the business, but he's betting on himself, and given his history, it would be foolish to bet against him. There's a narrative in the NFL that unless you're a top 5 back, you're replaceable. And while that may be true in terms of salary cap decisions and contract negotiations, it doesn't mean a player like Robinson isn't essential. The Commanders have seen firsthand what happens when he's not on the field. The offense loses. Balance, the running game loses its identity, and the entire unit becomes easier to defend. Robinson brings physicality that can't be taught, and a mental edge that few possess. He's not just playing for a contract. He's playing to cement his reputation as one of the most dependable backs in football. And if the Commanders do make a run this year, you can be sure Robinson will be at the center of it. That's why this number 21 ranking feels so out of place. It's not just a misjudgment, it's a misunderstanding of what Robinson brings to the table every Sunday. So is Brian. Robinson Jr. underrated. At this point, it's hard to argue otherwise. He's a proven starter, a locker room leader, and a player still on the rise. While others around the league might generate more headlines, Robinson's impact is felt in the trenches, where games are won and lost. And in 2025, with everything on the line, his contract, his role, his future, it wouldn't be surprising at all to see Robinson silence the critics with a breakout campaign. Jones-Drew may have placed him 21st, but rankings are just opinions. What really matters is what Robinson shows on the field week after week, drive after drive. And if the offseason buzz is any indication, he's ready to remind everyone exactly who he is. The doubters might want to start paying attention, because Brian Robinson Jr. isn't just playing for a paycheck. He's playing for respect. And that might be the most dangerous version of him yet. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Whispers are spreading fast around the NFL community, and the Washington Commanders find themselves at the center of a storm that no rookie or franchise wants to face. A stunning rumor has emerged involving a high-profile rookie who was reportedly caught red-handed in $1 million betting scheme that has rocked the integrity of the league. According to insiders close to the situation, the player, whose name is being kept under wraps for legal reasons, has allegedly been linked to a clandestine sports gambling ring. The NFL, which has a strict no-tolerance policy for any form of gambling related to league events, has moved swiftly. Sources suggest the league wasted no time in launching a deep internal investigation, and the results were damning. Within days, a decision came down, and now this once promising talent is facing the harshest punishment of all, an indefinite ban. This story is still developing, but the implications are huge. This scandal couldn't come at a worse time for the Commanders, who are counting on this rookie to play a pivotal role in their rebuilding strategy. Selected in one of the most competitive drafts in recent memory, this player was seen as a cornerstone of the franchise's future. But now, instead of focusing on development and game plans, the organization is scrambling to do damage control. What's even more concerning is how this scheme allegedly operated under the radar for months, if not longer. Speculation is swirling that this wasn't just a one-man operation. Multiple anonymous league officials believe the rookie may have been influenced or even recruited by outside parties tied to organized betting circles. The potential for further involvement from other players or personnel remains a chilling possibility. The NFL is expected to widen its investigation, and every team is now on alert. This could be just the tip of the iceberg. The story first gained traction on social media after a well-known sports betting watchdog account tweeted about unusual betting patterns involving games where the Commanders were seen as underdogs. This tweet quickly went viral, prompting armchair analysts and verified journalists alike to dig deeper. Not long after, an investigative sports podcast claimed to have leaked texts and audio recordings that pointed to the rookie coordinating bets with an unnamed third party. While these allegations haven't been confirmed by the NFL publicly, insiders say the evidence was compelling enough to warrant immediate suspension and eventual banning. The rookie's name has started trending in online forums, though no official press release has confirmed his identity. Still, fans are drawing their own conclusions, especially given the player's recent absence from team practices and media appearances. The Commanders have declined to comment, citing an ongoing internal matter which only fuels more speculation and distrust. For longtime fans of the league, this kind of scandal dredges up memories of past controversies. Names like Josh Shaw, Calvin Ridley, and even distant echoes of Pete Rose. But what sets this case apart is the scale and sophistication of the alleged scheme. We're not talking about casual bets on harmless events. Reports suggest this rookie may have played a direct role in influencing plays, possibly even game outcomes. While nothing has been proven in a court of law, the whispers coming from within. League offices are damning. If true, it would be a massive breach of the sport's core values. The NFL has worked hard to preserve the credibility of its competition, especially in an age where betting partnerships with major sportsbooks are now mainstream. A scandal like this puts all of that in jeopardy, and it forces fans to ask, how? Many more players might be involved in something similar. The rookie in question had a meteoric rise leading up to the draft. College scouts praised his athleticism, his work ethic, and his maturity beyond his years. He was viewed as a steal, someone who could outperform his draft position and become a franchise leader within a few short seasons. That narrative is now crumbling. While some teammates have expressed shock, others have reportedly voiced quiet frustration behind closed doors, claiming there were warning signs that were overlooked. Coaches, too, may face scrutiny for not identifying suspicious behavior earlier. Did he miss meetings? Was his attitude changing? Was he distracted during games or practices? These are the types of questions that the Commanders' front office will be forced to address in the coming weeks. As this investigation unfolds, reputations will be on the line, and careers, both on and off the field, could be permanently damaged. Fans are understandably furious and confused. Social media has exploded with reactions, ranging from disbelief to outright rage. Many are demanding full transparency from both the Commanders and the NFL, arguing that hiding the rookie's identity only delays accountability. Others worry that this could tarnish the image of the league in a year when viewership was expected to peak. Fantasy football communities, sports bettors, and casual fans alike are now second-guessing everything. Was that drop pass in week 5 intentional? Did he miss that tackle on purpose? These are the kinds of doubts that can unravel trust in the game itself. For a sport built on the principle of competition and fairness, the very idea that a player could be intentionally compromising outcomes for financial gain is devastating. Whether this is an isolated incident or part of a bigger trend remains to be seen. But the damage may already be done. The Commanders' ownership is also under the microscope. After a rocky transition to new leadership and hopes for a fresh start, This scandal feels like a setback that threatens to derail years of rebuilding. League sources suggest that owners are furious behind the scenes, demanding answers and accountability. There's even talk that the NFL might impose organizational fines or draft penalties depending on the outcome of the investigation. If this rookie was acting alone, that's one thing. But if it's discovered that team personnel knew or suspected anything and failed to act, the consequences could be far-reaching. Sponsors are already said to be nervous, and the Commanders, our brand, already one of the most scrutinized in the league, may take another hit in public perception. Fans who were just starting to believe in a new era for Washington are now left feeling betrayed and disillusioned. The PR fallout from this could be massive. Legal experts are also weighing in, noting that this isn't just a league matter. It could have criminal implications. Depending on the laws of the state where the bets were placed, the rookie could be facing charges beyond just an NFL suspension. Wire fraud, conspiracy, and even racketeering have been mentioned as potential charges if prosecutors decide to pursue the case. The NFL's collaboration with law enforcement in such matters is well documented, and we've seen in past scandals that the league will often hand over evidence to federal investigators. If it gets to that level, the rookie's career could be the least of his worries. Jail time is not out of the question. And if other players are implicated, we could be looking at one of the largest gambling-related takedowns in professional sports history. That's not hyperbole, it's the chilling reality of what's at stake if these rumors are confirmed. At the core of this entire situation lies a sobering question. How did we get here? In an era where the NFL is more profitable and regulated than ever, how does a rookie risk everything for a shot at fast money? Was it desperation, greed, manipulation by outside forces? Or was it simply the illusion of invincibility that sometimes comes with newfound fame and wealth? Whatever the reason, this scandal is a wake-up call not just for the Commanders, but for every team across the league. Policies may be tightened, surveillance may increase, education on gambling risks will likely become mandatory. But in the meantime, fans are left to process the downfall of yet another athlete who had it all and lost it in a heartbeat. Until the full truth comes out, the NFL will continue to operate in a cloud of uncertainty, trying to maintain control of a narrative that seems to be slipping through its fingers. And yet, despite all the chaos, there's still a sense of mystery. That keeps this story alive. No one has stepped forward. No official press conference has been held. The rookie has gone completely silent, disappearing from social media and public view. It's this eerie quiet that's making the rumors feel even more real. What are they hiding? What bombshell hasn't dropped yet? Journalists are digging, insiders are whispering, and fans are watching every move. Could there be a surprise twist? Maybe the rookie was set up. Maybe he's just a scapegoat for a larger cover-up. Or maybe, just maybe, this is only the beginning of a scandal that will reshape the NFL's relationship with gambling forever. One thing's for sure, the Washington Commanders have a massive mess on their hands, and the league can't afford to look away. Not now. Not with the world watching. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.